Put your faith in the light.
Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is Lightblade, and well, in this one I wanted to talk about the incoming tuning that's going to happen on next reset. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but I really wanted to cover this because it involves Retribution Paladin, specifically our hero talent Herald of the Sun. And well, I wanted to answer the question if this change is going to be enough to make Herald of the Sun competitive. So, currently Herald of the Sun is lagging so far behind Templar, it's not even funny. I can show you here. This is a simulation of a full dungeon that I did, and the number above is the full dungeon, let's say, value that you get from a Templar talent, and the lower one, the active 2 here, is from the Herald of the Sun talents. As you can see, we are lagging behind around 15% extra damage if you use Herald of the Sun, so it's nowhere near close to being good at the moment. This is mostly because Templar has that incredibly good synergy between Divine Hammers and the talent Hammerfall, and making it so it just drops Empyrean Hammers all the time as long as you have your Divine Hammers running, making it really powerful in both single target and AoE, while Herald of the Sun has nothing of that. It has no synergy with Divine Hammers at all. It just increases the damage of Holy Power Spenders a bit and gets some extra procs, you know. So the only way that Blizzard can actually fix this is by increasing the numbers of Herald of the Sun until they are competitive enough with Templar. And that's precisely what they did. So I'm going to read all the changes that happened, and then we're going to do some nice math to see how much actual damage we're getting from these buffs. Okay, so the first change is to Gleaming Rays. It now increases the damage of your Holy Power Spenders by 15%, while a Downlight is active. It was only 5%. So this is a pretty substantial buff for Herald of the Sun, because Gleaming Rays has around about 70% uptime in most dungeon situations, making it pretty powerful. The next change is to Sun's Avatar. They flat out increase the damage by 50%. Sun's Avatar is a pretty considerable amount of your damage, around I think 10% at the end of a Mythic Plus dungeon, so this is going to be a pretty decent increase as well. And the next change is just flat increase to Downlight damage by 40%. So all of these changes are pretty good, but now let's go and see how much numerically they matter. Okay, let's go to the simulation. Here we have a full dungeon simulation of Herald of the Sun talent tree. This is pre-buffs. So now we're going to add all the buffs to this and going to get a number that is going to answer our question from this video if these changes are enough for Herald to be good. So the first thing is we have to add all the numbers of Holy Power Spenders, you know, to find out the value of this first buff to Gleaming Rays. So we got 32% Divine Storm damage, after that we got 7% from Final Verdict, and after that we got 5% from Divine Hammer. So we're gonna add all that up and it gives us around 44% damage from our Holy Power Spenders. Gleaming Rays with an uptime of 70% means that the first buff from the change is going to give us around roughly 3% extra damage. So the next one, the one from Sun's Avatar, is a lot easier to calculate because it's just 50% more damage from this. Literally just gonna add half of this, making it so that we get 5.3% extra damage from the second change here. And the last change is also another one that's pretty simple to calculate, 40% extra damage from Downlight. So let's add up the two downlights here, the 5.8 and the 2.3. that makes it 8.1% increase, and if we if we get 40% of that, we get another 3.3% extra damage increase. Totally we got a damage increase of 11.6% extra damage from all these buffs. So if we go back to the first simulation that I did, currently Herald of the Sun is lagging behind around 15% extra damage. So that extra 11%, yes, it's going to close the gap between Templar and Herald. But to answer the question of this video, are these changes enough to make Herald of the Sun competitive? No. Herald of the Sun will still lag behind Templar, as we saw comparing the percentages in the simulation. This will be especially felt in single target situations more than in AoE. We also will be losing a source of reliable haste with Hammers of Light. Whenever we use them, we got 12% flat haste, and with Light's Deliverance stacks, we had that very reliably. While with Herald, its source of haste has a lot more variance to it. Blizzard will need to do another round of buffs to make Herald viable in any capacity. Personally, I think it would be great if both hero talents saw representation. Hopefully with further tuning, that happens in the future. And well guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching everyone.